This year, led by Andrea Pickens, they're looking to defend their title yet again. Trying to turn the tide will be the nation's top women gymnasts, including Georgia All-American Christy Litchie. The Super Six is next on ESPN. And we welcome you to beautiful Coleman Coliseum on the campus of the University of Alabama. We are in Tuscaloosa, Alabama for the Super Six Challenge. Absolute beautiful day and a beautiful night of gymnastics set for you. Some of the best in the country have traveled to Alabama to compete in this second annual Super Six Challenge. Competitors like Andrea Pickens, one of the most talented you'll see anywhere in the nation. She is fabulous, folks. Hello, everyone. I'm Todd Harris. Well, tonight, as we pointed out, some of the best in the business are here. 6 of the best universities have traveled to Tuscaloosa, and 1 didn't have to travel very far. A host university of the University of Alabama. They are joined by the University of Florida, University of Georgia, University of Michigan, Penn State University, and Stanford University. And joining me, Kathy Johnson-Clark, a 2-time Olympian, so she knows her stuff. Let's talk about this meet tonight. It's like a heavyweight bout. We've definitely got contenders. We've got some dark horses, but we've got 2 powerhouses in Alabama and Georgia.
What a way to start the season. 3 of the top 6 teams from the last NCAAs are here. Georgia, Alabama, and Michigan. 2 of the favored teams, Georgia and Alabama. What storied programs they come from in NCAA history. Won several national titles between them, and they are definitely favored here. Gymnastically, I think Georgia has a little bit of the edge, but Alabama's got the crowd. And last year when Alabama beat Georgia in Georgia, Sarah Patterson, the coach, said, we only missed one thing. We've got to do it here in front of our home crowd.
Well, we talk about the crowd and the other intangibles. A lot of these teams are loaded with freshmen, specifically Stanford, and you come to an arena like this, that's a nice way to open up your career.
No one is using their freshmen quite like Stanford. In fact, they are anchoring the team here on most of the events. So we're going to see some superb gymnasts from very young ones. I think Stanford could be the dark horse here. Not necessarily to win the competition, but to sneak in the top 3, because Michigan had a terrible 24-hour flu that just wreaked havoc in their team. They're through with it, but we might see that hurt their endurance a little bit. But Stanford might just sneak in there.
All right, we'll see what happens. Right now, all eyes of Alabama are on this young lady, Andrea Pickens. She is anchoring the team, and she is set to go on the uneven bars. Here we go, Andrea Pickens taking the floor now. A tough way to start a rotation. You said at the start that you'd like to start on the uneven bars. A lot of pressure on this young lady.
A lot of pressure. They had a fall early in the rotation. And keep in mind, in women's gymnastics, they can drop one of the 6 scores. So they have that luxury. There's still a lot of pressure on this gymnast because they want to drop that lower score and really start off with a bang, especially with Georgia in the competition.
You know, you made a point interesting enough to me. This is a team competition, but once you're out there on the bars, you're all alone. It's like a pitcher and a batter. You go one-on-one. Right now, she is going head-to-head with the uneven bars.
Absolutely right. No handoffs here. You can't say, okay, you take it. And there's no defense either. You have the support of your team, absolutely, and that's the incredible aspect of collegiate gymnastics. There's so much enthusiasm and so much support among the teammates. They will tell you that's their favorite part of competing collegiately. Andrea Pickens is in great shape leading into this season. Sarah Patterson said she worked really hard in the off-season to upgrade her routines, add some difficulty, and that's also great to see in collegiate gymnastics, where most years back we used to see them just ending their careers in collegiate gymnastics. Now we're seeing them improve.
Well, a 9.875 for her teammate Barrington, who just went. Now it's up to Andrea Pickens. Nice to follow someone on your team that just had a nice routine as well.
Now look for big swing here. That's what the judges are looking for. Big high release move, transfers from bar to bar, good pirouetting combinations. There's a nice release move. Looking for every move right into handstand. Very nice transition. Also look for good form. Toes pointed, legs straight, every little thing those judges are looking for. Great routine filled with difficulty. Lots of release moves in this routine. And a good dismount, just a hop on the landing. The crowd loves it. Should be a pretty good score.
Well, I think if the folks at Coleman Coliseum had cards, the 10s would go up. But Andrea Pickens getting things going nicely here for the hometown favorite, Alabama Crimson Tide. Let's look at this one more time. Again, the dismount looks very nice.
Full twisting double back way up at the level of the high bar. She just slung it out a little too far and had to hop. Just a tiny one.
A nice first round for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Rotation number 1 goes into the books. Andrea Pickens gets them off on a great start. When we come back, we'll see Suzanne Sears of the Georgia Gym Dogs. Stay with us. Coleman Coliseum, this is the 2001 Super 6 Challenge. Todd Harris along with Kathy Johnson-Clark. There you see the results after the first rotation. Alabama out in front with a 49.125 by virtue of Andrea Pickens' 9.925 on the uneven bars. Stanford right in there, Michigan and Florida. Georgia and Penn State had a bye on that first rotation. As we go over to the vault, Michigan is there right now. Christy Michaud is set to take her pass. We've talked about the Michigan team in the open, about the sickness that has really ravaged their team. And I think maybe later on in the rotations, 4, 5, and 6, you might see the legs starting to go.
After speaking with Bev Plocky, their coach, she knows she has a very, very good team that will be excellent by the time Nationals comes around. Probably not quite ready to be great here. Thinks they'll stand up on all of the events except for this one. Vault is definitely their weakest event in terms of the value of the vault the gymnasts are throwing. Your goal is to get 6-10-0 vaults up there. Very nice landing.
Christine
Excellent
Michaud,
landing.
very well done. The senior from Mill Valley, California with a nice vault. And I know the coach has got to like to see that because it gets the momentum going for the rest of the team. And they are certainly going to need momentum on a night when they are less than 100% as far as health goes. As a gymnast, Kathy, you obviously have to feed off your teammates' performances, and something like that's got to do a great job for you.
They definitely feed off each other's enthusiasm and support. This is a very nice Sukahara laid out with a full twist, and the best part about it was the landing.
Sticks the landing. So for Christine Michaud, her work is done. As we move over to the beam, that's where the Alabama Crimson Tide are. The Tide looking for a lot of people to step up tonight. Specifically, Kristen Sterner, the sophomore out of Michigan. A lot of pre-vault jitters there.
She's definitely been a solid performer for Alabama. This is an event that Alabama historically has been very, very good on. Well prepared coming into competition. Spoke with Sarah Patterson before the competition. She thinks they're very ready, even though it's a season opener. She feels they're ready to hit routines and will only build on this towards the big dance in April. Alabama has a great rotation. They got to start on arguably their best event. And if that's their best event, the uneven bars, this is most likely their deepest event. They have so many gymnasts who can come in to any competition and be very consistent for them.
Well, as a home team, you obviously want to get the advantage after the first rotation. They have done that. Now when do you start at doing the math and see if you can hold court?
Well, this is definitely the event where you apply the pressure to the other competitors on the other teams.
Kristen Sterner, so far so good. So far so good. She's got some great genes. Her father was a gymnast at Michigan State, but she got out of Michigan and came down to Alabama. Called it.
Very solid routine. Not the highest level of difficulty throughout, but solid, which is a good middle routine for them.
And she had some minor bobbles, but as a coach, you can live with those because other than that, the routine was relatively clean. That was Kristen Sterner, the sophomore from Alabama, taking to the vault as she gets congratulations from her teammates here at the Super 6 Challenge. Coleman Coliseum is the site. A lot of red in the stands tonight. As we look at this one more time, this is Kristen Sterner. The confidence is certainly there, Kathy.
And you can see she's relaxed. You can see it on her face. I can always tell when a gymnast is feeling tense or pressure on the beam.
And here's the dismount.
Just a round off full twist. Again, I repeat, it's not the highest level of difficulty, but it was solid.
Well, she did her job as we move on to our next competitor from Alabama on the vault. A name that many people might know, Jenna Rice, who is a freshman from Longwood, Florida.
We have a very nervous mother in the audience. Joan Moore Nat, very famous American gymnast, 72.